The following program is an opinion program. The opinions expressed by the hosts and guests of this program are not the opinions of the management, staff, and advertisers of this station. Please direct all criticism, concern, and adulation to the hosts of this program.
Welcome back to Guerrilla Politics. I'm Dale Jackson. Thank you very much for being here. I'm a radio talk show host on News Talk 770 AM, 92.5 FM WVNN. You can hear my show Monday through Friday, 7 to 11 a.m. in North Alabama. I'm also a columnist at yellowhammernews.com. You can get an email blast from me every single morning, Monday through Friday, called The 7 Things You Should Be Talking About Today, where I will update you on all the things going on in the world. You should check it out every single morning. Sign up today. With me, as always, Dr. Wayman Burke. He's a doctor of political science at Calhoun Community College. Dr. Burke and I have a lot to talk about today. Sam Gavan will be with us. He is running for state senate in District 7. He's also the chairman of the Madison County Republican Party. We'll talk to him about the state of play in the governor's race, both on the Republican and the Democratic side. So stay tuned for that. Dr. Burke has a history lesson for you about Fatty Arbuckle. And stay tuned for that. I guarantee you're going to enjoy it. And I've got a party shot for you about our monument issue, which everyone wants to talk about and nobody is going to benefit from in any way. Let's get started. Let's go ahead and get to the 2-minute warning. Lots to discuss this week. Don't worry, Dr. Burke. We'll get to Donald Trump and Russia here in just a bit. Let's talk about the Alabama Democratic Party and their debate. Yes, they had a debate. It was sponsored by Reckon, a liberal newspaper here in the great state of Alabama. But what was said? Well, if you watch this thing, you heard the same ideas Ron Sparks told you when he lost in 2010. Dr. Parker Griffith, he told you the same exact things in 2014. And it looks like whoever the Democratic nominee is going to be, they're going to be telling you the same thing. We need to raise taxes, and we need to spend more money. We need to expand Medicaid, we need to have lottery, and we need to have a deal with the Porch Creek Indians and gambling. No new ideas. Now, Dr. Burke, with no new ideas, is the game here just to continue riding the same horse and hope that eventually it works? Why no new ideas?
Now, what Dale is trying to do is to frame this so that I am the defender of the Democratic positions. And that is not my role because I am not a member of a political party. But when he talks about rehashing old ideas, actually both parties rehash old ideas because sometimes they're popular and sometimes they're not. Polling data, I'm told, suggests that a lottery is becoming more and more popular, although I personally never bought a lottery ticket. Okay. But I don't have problems with Dale.
Why are they running on these same ideas when they haven't shown that they work?
Maybe that they feel that they have some currency when in the past they necessarily did not have enough currency.
Second part of the question is this: why so feisty? I mean, the Republican debates we've seen have been kind of boring. These guys are going at each other pretty hard. Walt Max, the mayor of Tuscaloosa, Sue Bell Cobb, the Chief Justice, they're trading barbs back and forth. Why so feisty here?
Well, I think probably the Doug Jones victory last year probably energized a lot of Democrats. That's one explanation. There may be others.
Because it's obtainable. This isn't just a passion play. This is an obtainable seat, they believe, and that means whoever wins this actually has a chance. Is that the play?
Well, I've always felt that the only certainty in politics is uncertainty, so who knows?
All right, let's move on to the Republican side. For some reason, Kay Ivey and Tommy Battle are both headed off to Japan. Well, they're already there, actually, and they're talking about job creation. Who can claim the title of actual job creator? Mayor Tommy Battle would tell you, look at North Alabama and look at all the jobs that have come in there over his time as the mayor of the city of Huntsville. My response to that would be, yes, you're correct. However, lots of state dollars went into that, into recruiting those jobs. Ivey, and she'll make the argument that she's the governor when Toyota and Mazda came in. Now, it was all being worked on before she took that position. That's a whole other story. Who gets to claim this title of job creator in reality, and who does it benefit most politically?
Well, I think it's fair to say that both contributed probably in different ways. The state always has a role. Huntsville has a tradition in my entire lifetime, being a native Huntsvillian, of having progressive, forward-looking mayors like Mayor Battle. But the I do know that the city council and the mayor have been working on this
All right,
project
that's
for
not
a number
really.
of
You're
years.
getting off track here. The question is how. I'm just going to answer the question for you. The answer is Tommy Battle. He's been doing this for over a
yes.
decade.
Well,
He's been doing this. Kay Ivey's come in the last couple of months and basically picked up what was already going. I mean, isn't that true?
She has a very effective commercial that would indicate that she did. It's the originator of this idea. But I do know that you are correct there. This has been worked on by the city of Huntsville for a long time.
I just want to tell you, the premise of this show is we take these things and we tell people what's actually happening here.
Here's what's actually happening. The city of Huntsville is the miracle economic machine of Alabama. That's what's happening.
Okay, so Tommy Battle actually gets the title, but what you're saying is Kay Ivey's running a pretty good ad, and it makes it look like she's more responsible than she actually is.
Yes, she does.
Okay.
She is.
That's the answer to the question.
I would agree with that.
Okay, there you go. It took us 2 minutes to get there. All right, let's move on. Let's talk for a second about the BCA, the Business Council of Alabama. This is a very powerful political group in the state of Alabama. Very powerful businesses come together, form an organization. That organization endorses candidates, argues for legislation, lobbies, does a whole bunch of different things. But there seems to be a bit of a fracture inside that organization. Now, we've been hearing about this for months. I've been hearing about this, how Bill Canary, the head of the BCA, is on his way out. Personally, I like Bill Canary. I'll just tell you guys that much right now. The argument is he's not as effective as he should be. But where's the evidence of that personally? Job growth through the roof in the state of Alabama. Things are going pretty good. What's causing these fractures at the BCA, Dr. Burke?
One of the things that citizens of the state, I think, do not know, Dale, is that there are 140 legislators down there and about 600 registered lobbyists. Mm-hmm. But not all lobbyists are created equal. There's probably a half a dozen of them that are more powerful than any legislators. BCA is one of them.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, they've become very powerful.
Well, there are a bunch of businesses combined into one group.
In the past,
Yeah.
but it's still powerful, not as powerful as they once were. The forestry industry.
But what's causing the fractures at the BCA?
I don't know exactly,
it's chaos,
because
right?
this story is beginning to open up. So we don't know all the ideas, but we do know that some of the powerful corporations that are supporting BCA are threatening to pull out.
Okay.
And there's another faction headed by Perry Hand in Mobile that wants to retain the current leadership.
Right.
We do know that so far.
Okay, let me ask you this. Let's get away from this part of the question here for just a quick second. Groups like the AEA and the BCA, are they losing power? Because it seems like with social media and how connected we are, the big mules sort of seem to be kind of losing power. Is that why that makes them vulnerable to whims and changes that maybe they wouldn't have been vulnerable to 10 years ago?
I think any organization is. That is, power is gained. They may wane for a while. They may regain. For example, some people wrote AEA off a number of years ago, but they're making a comeback.
No, are they? Okay, all right. That's wishful thinking, Dr. Burke, but you're not a part of any...
I don't think so.
You're not part of any political party. Let's move on.
AEA is not a political party.
I spoke to... They might as well be. They're a subsidiary of the Democratic Party. Let's move on. Let's talk a little bit about something that I talked with Mo Brooks on my radio show this week about why members of Congress, Republican members of Congress, may be retiring. You may remember Congressman Mo Brooks was part of that softball team, or baseball team actually, that was shot at by the Bernie Sanders supporter last year. Now, if you go and you look at the roster of that team, Mo Brooks would tell you 2/3 of their starting 9 has either resigned or was shot at. There have been other retirements that have come and other threats over the last couple of weeks. Congressman Brooks truly believes that these threats that have been coming to Republican congressmen are causing some of them to think about not running for re-election. Do you buy that?
I don't recall hearing any say that was the reason. I've heard people saying they want to spend time with their families. Of course, the conventional wisdom is out there is that many of them who are retiring are in districts that are more purple-oriented.
I agree with that part. They're in trouble. Republicans are in trouble. I wrote a piece at YellowHammerNews.com about this week. Republicans are in trouble. There's no question about that. But Congressman Brooks is making the argument, and the reason why you haven't heard much about this is it's not being covered. If I were to tell you that in the last month, at least 4 arrests have been made about citizens threatening Republican congressmen, would that surprise you?
Probably not, because I assume that, and I don't have the stats on it.
Have you seen it?
But
anywhere?
There are all sorts of threats against a public office
Dr.
holders.
Burke, these are arrests that aren't even being covered. That's a trend. 4 in a month is a trend.
Then you should bring it to the forefront.
That's what I'm doing.
I understand that, being an opinion leader. You need to talk about it on your radio show to let people know. I don't know how much you've talked about it there. But the fact is, I think any public official has to guard against that.
I talked about it this week on my radio show with Congressman Brooks.
I guess
That's why I'm bringing it up here. Let's move on. Good Lord. I really try to figure out
That's the way I feel.
What's going on. All right, let's continue. And let's talk about Trump-Russia. You put this on the list every single week, and every week I say, is this the week they get Donald Trump? Is this the week they put him in jail? Is this the week the administration collapses? Okay, so is this the week?
Dale, I've said all along, and I want to quote you because Dale says if they've, what is your quote?
If they've got him, try him and fry him.
That's what he said.
Yeah.
I'll let him say.
All right, let's back it up. I'm going to help you out here, Dr. Burke. There's been talk about firing Mueller and Rosenstein again this week. We have Trump's people saying that's not happening, yet we continue talking about it. You want to talk about pardons and things like that?
Wait. Let's face it. The Washington Post was saying that the president, in his presidency, for 2,000 times has flip-flopped on issues. Mm-hmm. So I'm not sure the man has any credibility. Can you really take his word for anything? When they put flip-flop in the dictionary, they should put his picture beside it. Because no one has ever flip-flopped as much as Donald Trump. But here's the fact is, if Democrats were smart, they wouldn't want to impeach him or get rid of him. They would just want to weaken him if they were smart.
Doesn't get to any of this. They continue talking about him firing these guys.
Yes.
He says over and over, I'm not going to do it.
Well, he said today he may change his mind.
But Dr. Burke, had they been fired?
The other day.
Had they been fired?
Well, not as of today, but you never know what Trump may do.
It's amazing. If it happens, told you. If it doesn't, it's coming. I mean, that's basically how it is. And it's absolutely brilliant because nothing has to actually happen for us to have this conversation. The fact that Trump is president of the United States leads us down this path to have the conversation. Also talks about pardons. Is he going to pardon people? And that he's trying to obstruct justice that way.
Well, I think he would probably like to pardon some folks, but the problem is with Mr. Cohen in New York, he could be indicted by the state, which he cannot pardon him for.
So did they get him or not this week? Dr. Burke, I need to know.
No.
Okay, all right, good. We'll be back next week to revisit that part of the conversation. Coming up here in just a bit, Sam Gavan running for state senate. He'll be with us. Don't miss it. Hey folks, Dale Jackson here for my good friend Matt Curtis and the Matt Curtis Real Estate Team. Myself, my mother, my brother, my aunt, and my uncle have all used Matt Curtis and the Matt Curtis Real Estate Team. They sell a house every 14 hours. And you may be hearing other realtors say similar things. That's fake news, folks. Matt Curtis and the Matt Curtis Real Estate Team, the #1 reviewed team in all of the state of Alabama. Go learn more at mattcurtisrealestate.com. And when you talk to my good friend Matt Curtis today, make sure you tell him Dale Jackson sent you.
RVing, still an American pastime.
At Premier Dental, you'll always be welcome with a big smile and a friendly professional team. Our services include everything from children's dentistry to dentures and everything in between, including cosmetic dentistry, Invisalign, implants, and much more. We accept most insurances, offer bilingual services, and even offer in-house financing. So call us at 256-469-6428 or visit premierdental.org. We're looking forward to seeing your smile soon.
Hey folks, Dale Jackson here from my good friends at University Kia. If you are looking for a great vehicle, whether a car or an SUV, you're looking for a great price, you need to go see my friends at University Kia. Calvin, Arthur, and all the guys down there are going to help you find the perfect vehicle for you and your family at an absolutely amazing price. Go online to universitykia.com. Check out their great selection of new and pre-owned vehicles. And when you go see my friends at University Kia, make sure you tell them Dale Jackson sent you.
Want fun, safe, intelligent fitness programming? Want to build muscular strength, cardiovascular endurance, drastically improve range of motion and mobility, and learn proper nutrition to fuel your life with energy and emotional health? Well, come find out why Iron Tribe Fitness is ranked one of the top 5 fitness programs in America. Come find out why personal training and intentionally working on your current movement patterns individually is not only important, it's just another core value that separates Iron Tribe Fitness from other fitness facilities.
To learn how to get your 2-week free pass, go to irontribefitness.com.
Hey folks, Dale Jackson here for my friends at Made Pro. With me today is Cindy and my dogs Savage and Sarge.
As you can tell, these dogs are a handful, and if it weren't for Made Pro, I wouldn't put up with any of them.
That's absolutely true, folks. Made Pro comes once a week to my house, and they keep it clean. They keep my marriage happy, and they keep these dogs happy as well. Call them today, 256-585-6628. Check them out online at madepro.com. And when you talk to Made Pro, make sure you tell them Dale Jackson sent you.
RVing, still an American pastime.
Hey folks, Dale Jackson here for my good friends at Rocket City Property Management. I'm a busy guy. I've got a TV show. I got a radio show, and I write for YellowHammerNews.com. I don't have time to manage my rental property. That's where Rocket City Property Management comes in. They handle everything. They collect the rent. They find the renter. They do every single thing I need them to do, and I don't have to worry about it at all. Go to RocketCityPropertyManagement.com today and learn more. They'll manage your property for you. And when you talk to my friends at Rocket City Property Management, tell them Dale Jackson sent you. Welcome back to Guerrilla Politics. Our guest this week, Sam Gavan. We appreciate him joining us. He is a candidate for state senate and the head of the Madison County Republican Party. Sam, let's first talk about the Madison County Republican Party aspect of you being the head of the GOP in a county here in Alabama. The Republican primary is going. Mayor Tommy Battle is from your county. Kay Ivey, obviously, is the front runner here. I don't think there's any question about that. Are your members divided, or is Madison County Tommy Battle country?
Well, there's a division, but it's predominantly Tommy Battle. I mean, you can hear that at the applause at the Republican Men's Club, at different groups that we have when Battle speaks. Recently at the Republican Women's Club, you could tell the applause that was there. But Dawson's got his fans, Hightower's got his fans, and obviously the governor.
But it's a two-man race, right? I mean, do you think it's a two-man race?
I think it's clearly between Governor Ivey and Mayor Battle.
Okay, the reason I asked the question that way is Congressman Mo Brooks ran for obviously the United States Senate in a special election. He was a local North Alabama guy from Madison County, exact same county. He did okay in North Alabama, but he got bludgeoned in the rest of the state.
Well, he got bludgeoned in the rest of the state because Mitch McConnell bludgeoned him in the advertisement.
That's fair. I agree with that.
And they didn't know him.
Right, but isn't that where Battle is too? Battle's got that same problem where the rest of the state doesn't really know him.
Well, right now there's no attacking going on. Now,
Okay.
if we get into a runoff, I think that'll be maybe a little different, or if the race starts getting a little bit tighter, I would anticipate seeing that. But right now you've got Hightower's campaigning really in South Alabama.
Which Trip Pittman did.
True. And so he's trying to
there are
stake out
parallels.
his territory there.
There are parallels between that Senate race and this governor's race.
And then, but you notice, I mean, the mayor Battle is here all the time, but so he is seems to spend more of his time campaigning around the rest of the state.
I agree.
And I think what the perception is that I've heard from several people is like, okay, Hightower's going to focus on Mobile. Nobody else is really going to make a big play in Mobile. Governor Ivey's going to keep doing in North Alabama what she's doing, but that the other two guys won't really try to play in North Alabama.
She's just chipping away on top.
Birmingham is the battleground.
Okay.
Birmingham is where everybody's going. It's where 1/3 of the state's population lives, or approximately, in the Birmingham metro area, and that is where the battle is.
Sam, the race, of course, is about 6 weeks away, I believe.
Inside of 6 weeks.
And you are your opponent, of course. Both of you are well known and well respected in this community. And I'll ask you the same question I asked her. How do you differentiate yourself from your opponent in the Republican primary?
I think experience, and the experience that I have, the breadth of my legal practice, the type things that I do, the experience I've had on the successfully turning around the Madison County Executive Committee. It was a little contentious before I became chairman. I think that helped. I think we've got the history of other organizations I've been in, but also being, I don't just talk about economic development. I'm there working on it. Was working on it today. That's just something that I do. Something that working on roads, the infrastructure.
You talked about economic development here. We asked a question earlier in the program. I just want to get your thoughts on this. Battle and Ivey are both claiming the mantra of job creator. Who can actually claim that? Because someone has a legitimate claim to that title. Who is it?
Most of the state incentives are statutory. And so basically when you come in and say we're going to produce this many jobs, it is you claim those credits as you produce the jobs. So that's already in the structure. A lot of these statutes. Now, does she do things to help? Sure, she does things.
So you're saying Ivey's not doling those out?
No, those things are. Now, we had some infrastructure specifically with Toyota that she did, or Director Cooper did help with on some road infrastructure for that. But most of the dollars, and it was one of the reasons that Huntsville's been so successful, most of the dollars that go into this are local dollars. When we're in the room, when we're negotiating with the other side, it's the city of Huntsville doing the negotiating, okay?
Other than just economic development, which is most important, what do you think is the other major issue, perhaps even related to that?
I think two other things that are tied to, just inextricably woven with that. One is infrastructure, and the other is expansion of vocational education opportunities. We've got to have a workforce here, and we've got to be able to get them to the work site.
All right, there we go. Lots to talk about in this race, and there's lots to talk about in the governor's race as well. We'll continue to bring you guests here on Guerrilla Politics to talk about the things that are going on all over the state of Alabama. So keep it locked right here. We plan on having gubernatorial candidates on over the next couple of weeks, so stay tuned for that. We'll be back. Dr. Burke has a history lesson for you, and I've got a parting shot. Hey folks, Dale Jackson here from my good friends at University Kia. If you are looking for a great vehicle, whether a car or an SUV, you're looking for a great price, you need to go see my friends at University Kia. Calvin, Arthur, and all the guys down there are going to help you find the perfect vehicle for you and your family at an absolutely amazing price. Go online to universitykia.com. Check out their great selection of new and pre-owned vehicles. And when you go see my friends at University Kia, make sure you tell them Dale Jackson sent you.
Want fun, safe, intelligent fitness programming? Want to build muscular strength, cardiovascular endurance, drastically improved range of motion and mobility, and learn proper nutrition to fuel your life with energy and emotional health? Well, come find out why Iron Tribe Fitness is ranked one of the top 5 fitness programs in America. Come find out why personal training and intentionally working on your current movement patterns individually is not only important, it's just another core value that separates Iron Tribe Fitness from other fitness facilities.
To learn how to get your 2-week free pass, go to irontribefitness.com.
Oh, the land of the free and the home of the brave.
RVing, still an American pastime.
Hey folks, Dale Jackson here for my good friend Matt Curtis and the Matt Curtis Real Estate Team. Myself, my mother, my brother, my aunt, and my uncle have all used Matt Curtis and the Matt Curtis Real Estate Team. They sell a house every 14 hours. And you may be hearing other realtors say similar things. That's fake news, folks. Matt Curtis and the Matt Curtis Real Estate Team, the #1 reviewed team in all of the state of Alabama. Go learn more at mattcurtisrealestate.com. And when you talk to my good friend Matt Curtis today, make sure you tell him Dale Jackson sent you.
At Premier Dental, you'll always be welcome with a big smile and a friendly professional team. Our services include everything from children's dentistry to dentures and everything in between, including cosmetic dentistry, Invisalign, implants, and much more. We accept most insurances, offer bilingual services, and even offer in-house financing. So call us at 256-469-6428 or visit premierdental.org. We're looking forward to seeing your smile soon.
RVing, still an American pastime.
Wayman Burke here for Russ Russell Commercial Real Estate Company. Russ Russell Commercial Real Estate is Huntsville's premier real estate company. If you need raw property for development, if you need office space, if you need retail space, you need to contact Russ Russell. Russ is a native Huntsvillian. He knows us, he knows our people, he knows business. 536-7777. 536-7777. RussRussell.com.
Hey folks, Dale Jackson here for my friends at Made Pro. With me today is Cindy and my dogs Savage and Sarge.
As you can tell, these dogs are a handful, and if it weren't for Made Pro, I wouldn't put up with any of them.
That's absolutely true, folks. Made Pro comes once a week to my house, and they keep it clean. They keep my marriage happy, and they keep these dogs happy as well. Call them today, 256-585-6628. Check them out online at madepro.com. And when you talk to Made Pro, make sure you tell them Dale Jackson sent you. Welcome back to Guerrilla Politics. I'm Dale Jackson. With me, as always, Dr. Wayman Burke. As we move forward towards the end of the program, Dr. Burke has a history lesson for you because Bill Cosby's in a little bit of trouble. Convicted this week for a couple of pretty big, serious issues, and I don't think it's over for him. But in the past, Fatty Arbuckle, I believe it was 1921, had some similar issues. Dr. Burke will tell you a little bit about that. It's off the political path, but that's okay. And then I've got a parting shot for you. Directed at all the people who want to fight about monuments on both sides. So stay tuned for that. Dr. Burke, take it away.
Dale, the novelist Ian Fleming once said that history is moving pretty quickly these days, and the heroes and villains keep on changing parts. Certainly people like Coach Paterno and others know exactly what that means. And of course, one of the most beloved figures of our time, Bill Cosby. Turns out he's been convicted of rape. And that is a stain that you can never get over. There was a similar case back in the 1920s with another very famous comedian by the name of Fatty Arbuckle. Now, you would probably get in trouble for political correctness of calling someone fatty at the time, but he was one of the biggest stars of the age. Big film star, stage, the comedy tours, this type of thing. But one of his co-stars, a woman by the name of Virginia Rapp, was raped and drugged and died 4 days later in a San Francisco hotel. And Arbuckle was tried 3 times and had a hung jury 3 times. Nonetheless, it ruined his entertainment career.
All right, Dr. Burke, thank you very much. You know, the funny thing about Bill Cosby here is the guy transcended race. He's transcended socioeconomic class, all these things. Bill Cosby was literally seen by Americans as their father, and now in his dying days, people will always remember this.
He was a beloved figure in our culture, and as to quote Ian Fleming again, history is moving pretty quickly these days, and the heroes and villains keep on changing parts.
All right, let's go ahead and get to the party. My party shot this week is directed at everyone involved in Alabama politics who wants to fight about disingenuous topics. I'll tell you, I'm not a big fan of tearing down monuments, but I'm also not going to cry when people take them down. I don't think the city of Birmingham should take down their monuments, but I don't think the Alabama legislature should be able to tell them to keep it up. But all the groups in Alabama politics seem to want to fight over this issue because they know it riles up their base. Democrats love talking about this because they get to play the race card and they get to say the conservatives are living in the past. Conservatives love to talk about this because it riles up those conservative members who remember those days of yesteryear, even though this whole thing doesn't apply. People weren't even alive during this time period. But it also shows that liberals are trying to change the culture significantly. It bothers everyone. Everyone goes into their own corner and everyone fights. It accomplishes nothing. This is for nothing. There is no positive benefit in any outcome here except heartburn and chaos. We all need to stop. The monuments, leave them as they are. Put up something that explains what happened in that time. And even put up something explaining why some of these monuments went up, which there's not the real story is there, where these monuments went up in the 20s and the 30s and the 50s and the 60s, long after the the Civil War was fought. That's the real story here. So let's start talking about that and forget about we got to tear this down or all these other fights. It's just not worth it, folks. Thank you very much for watching Guerrilla Politics this week. Don't forget, go to yellowhammernews.com today. Sign up for my email blast, the 7 things you should be talking about today. You'll get that right in your email inbox every single morning. I'll tell you the 7 things you should be talking about today. And if you know Dr. Burke, that's all he talks about in those days. So he gets that email, and those are the 7 things he talks about. Thanks a lot. We'll be back next week right here on Guerrilla Politics.